And we are back. My internet is working just fine, but I'm having connectivity issues with the server. All right. Time now is 7:39 a.m. November the 1st, 11:85. First up is Shandrak.
Okay. Shandrak follows Tenzi. And seeing Tenzi look like it's kind of starting to get ready. I'll say, oh, come on, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. It's like, all right, remember Tenzi. Remember that description that Ushas gave us about the Shogun. He wears a unique suit of Aurori armor, black with a gold moon crescent on his forehead. Is a man in his 40s, hair graying, 5 feet 8 inches tall, and 188 pounds. He has a potion and a set of nunchucks at his belt, with a set of katana and wakizashi. He carries a daikyu and black-headed arrows blessed by Raiden.
Tenzi nods.
The priestess comes over and closes the door.
Thank you.
That'll be all for me.
All right. Tenzi.
I say, this is going to take a while, my friend. And he starts casting Magic Wand.
All right.
And so I try to take the mental image of the statue and kind of shrink that to a 5'8" person and add all these parts of the description: his weight, the unique black armor, the golden moon crescent on his helmet. Picture the elderly man, his hair beginning to gray, his equipment, the potion, set of nunchucks, his katana wakizashi set, daikyu, and a quiver with black tipped arrows.
Okay. So he is not on another plane. I wouldn't say you were slightly informed of him. I'd say you were at least well informed of him. You don't have one of his garments. You don't have part of him in your possession. Yeah, I guess you've seen. You guys encountered statues of men in the desert. So those were him depicted in a statue. You don't personally know him slightly, and you don't personally know him well. So, because you've seen him pictured in statuary, you have a 50% chance to scry. So go ahead and roll percentile dice, and it's going to be 50 or less. i.e., a check.
Gosh darn it.
The chance of looking also dictates how long and how frequently a wizard will be able to view the subject. Okay, so the frequency for your percentage is one time a day. So you can try again tomorrow if you want. But your attempt for today is spent.
Yep.
And according to this, you can do up to 30 minutes one time a day at 50%.
But I'm limited. I'm
Limited by the font, yeah,
Yeah.
which is 24. All right, so we'll just fast forward an hour, so it'll be 8:39 a.m. And the avatar of Lao Tzu continues to sing. First up is Shandrak. So it looks like Tenzi is deeply concentrating on this font, and he's been doing so for the last hour.
Any, what do you think? Can you see him?
Seems like he's really trying to concentrate.
Okay,
yeah, there's like
still
beads
okay.
of sweat. There's like beads of
Okay.
sweat coming down his forehead.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if it seems like he's still concentrating, yeah, it's been an hour, so Jandrak will he'll shut up and we'll see if we'll let him go. Keep going.
Okay, and then Tenzi, now is the point where you're at the breaking point and you know you've failed.
A heavy sigh comes out of Tenzi. Kind of shakes his head, and there's like sweat kind of flies a little bit. And he says, disappointedly, I cannot see him. I will have to try again tomorrow or another day.
Well, that's all right. Yeah, that's okay. We can always dimensional fold. Besides, tomorrow we needed to go back to Enervia to pick up my bullets, so we could go back there, then come back here and try to scry.
Okay. And then Tenzi will point out his altar and say, at some point when we have downtime, I can use my altar to try to create oil of impact.
Ooh, yes, that would be great.
But for now, I guess let's move on.
Didn't you
And
put
he
the
opens it.
altar in your treasure room next to your bedroom? I thought you did. I can't remember. Oh yeah, you were having it constructed last time. We haven't really placed it. So you wanted it in
Yeah.
this room?
I think because of the size, I wanted it here because I don't think it would fit well.
Yeah.
Either here or the natural cave, maybe. Probably better not to have it here because I'm going to need a week, so I don't want to make the whole temple out of commission for a week. So
Okay. And yours was all gemified and made of like gold
Yep.
and
Yep. And it was sanctified, so it has a. I think you said a bless. I have to look it up. Either a bless or protection from evil emanating from it.
yeah.
It's a bless spell, yeah, and a 10-foot radius of the altar.
Is this about right? And I'll turn it to gold
Yeah,
tinted.
yeah, that's good.
And then did you want it like facing this way or this
Probably
way?
facing the east if possible.
Yeah.
Since that is where the sun comes up.
And then did you want it just in the middle of this room or like off in the corner?
Would it fit in the natural cavern?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I'd like to put it there that way. I won't be interfering with the natural business of the temple, or
Yeah.
if I am using it.
And you want it inside the shrine in front of the statue, or do you want it outside on the balcony?
I think uh, if it would fit on the balcony, that would be pretty cool,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, it would. So I'll just give you vision of it real quick.
Oh, and I could get some natural sunlight from that spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. I can see the sun rising. That's pretty awesome, actually.
So that spot right there is good enough?
Yeah, that's very good.
Okay. And then I'll remove vision. All right. Man, it's a shame this track is freezing on my end. I love this track. It's so fucking cool. It reminds me of The Golden Child, if you ever seen that movie. Okay. Anything else for Tenzi?
No, I'll say, Shandrek, when you're ready, we can head back to the others and then move on.
Yeah, let's head back and uh yeah, and actually, yeah, definitely gonna need to head back because I was thinking so much about magic weapons. I forgot to pick up that Book of Infinite Spells that I was gonna trade for you.
It's true.
And then did you want to travel with the Book of Infinite Spells in your possession, or
Yeah, so I would put that in my magic chest.
okay?
Yeah, so
I
I would
think
yeah.
it has to be open for it to be functioning.
Is it? I thought it's just the whatever current page.
Well, yeah, it has to be open to a page.
Hmm.
Spells. This magic work bestows upon the character of any class the ability to use the spells within its pages. However, upon first reading the work, any character not already able to use spells suffers 5d4 points of damage and is stunned for 5d4 turns thereafter. You can examine the writing without further harm. The Book of Infinite Spells contains X amount of pages. The nature of each page is determined by random die roll. Make a percentile roll and consult the following table. If a spell is written on a page, determine the spell level by rolling 1d10 for a priest spell and 1d12 for a wizard spell. If the result is 8 to 10 for priest or 10 to 12 for wizard, make a second die roll. 1d8 for wizard spells and 1d6 for priests. Once the spell level is known, the DM can select particular spells or determine them randomly. Record page content secretly and do not reveal this information to the holder of the book. Once a page is turned, it can never be flipped back. Yeah, so you have to literally open the book and turn pages. Book of Infinite Spells is a one-way trip. When the last page is turned, the book vanishes. The owner of the book can cast the spell to which the book is opened. The owner can cast the spell to which the book is opened once per day only. So if the book is closed, you can't cast the spell. So it has to be somewhere laying open. If the spell is one that the character would normally be able to cast by reason of class and level, however, the spell can be cast up to 4 times per day due to the book's magical powers. The owner of the book need not have the book in his person in order to use its power. The book can be stored in a place of safety while the owner is adventuring and still allow its owner to cast spells by means of its power. I mean, you could probably put it in the chest open, you know.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so anything else for Tenzi?
Nope, I'm just gonna follow Shandrak out with
All right.
my movement.
So it's 8:40 a.m. First up is the Avatar of Lao Tzu, and he is throat singing. The priestess is going to step aside and allow you to exit. They were, as you can see, guarding the doors while you were scrying. First up is Shandrak and company.
Yeah, so Shandrak begins to head back up the stairs. And as he's heading up the stairs, Luther is trying to head down the stairs.
All right. So you cross paths with Luther as you're heading up. And he just kind of nods to you and heads down.
And Luther goes, sees Tenzi in the large room of worship, and goes, "Oh, perfect." And then Luther comes before the statue of Ushas, and he makes a donation of 345 gold pieces.
Weird. He's donating to a foreign religion?
Oh, I mean, isn't that, I don't know? It's a good religion. Seems okay, right? I mean, it's a.
Well, he tithes to his
Isn't a
own
good
religion
cause?
if he's trying to tithe.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what he's doing? He's tithing?
Yeah, so I guess well, I mean,
He
can he do
can
any
donate.
charitable thing?
He can, yeah. He doesn't want to though.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
This is Tenzi's temple. He doesn't want to donate to, Tenzi's.
Well, okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Well. Mm, yeah, in that case, Luther remembers we're going back to Enervia, so he's just heading back with the group.
Yeah. He could come down here for like religious interests or whatever. Take a look at the
Yeah,
decorum
he
and
did
stuff
want.
like that.
He took a look. He wanted to see what it would look like.
Yeah, there's a big statue of Usha. Her sun symbols are all over the place. There's like wall scrolls and stuff with her dogma, all over it. And like, early bird catches the worm and shit like that. uh, early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise, and all that stuff that Dad used to say. Everything except for the Marine Corps stuff, like, drop your X and grab your X. Drop your something and grab your socks. Anything else for Shandrak?
Oh yeah, still has some movement, so he just heading back to the group. Actually, he's heading back to the treasure room, just so he can take possession and see what spell is on the Book of Infinite Spells. So I'll make it to the other staircase.
And wow, my right click is not wanting to work right now. You get up to the top of the spiral staircase. Poor Tenzi just sleeps on a twin bed. It's not even raised off the ground. It's just a mat.
He doesn't need much. He's a simple man.
With a round pillow. It's not even a pillow, really. It's like a headrest. All right, and you make back to the treasure room, and you can see, like the sextant and the tools that Tenzi used to move the temple.
Alright, so I don't have enough movement to pick up the book, but I'll make it to the treasure room.
Okay. Next up is Tenzi and Company.
Tenzi's just going to follow Shandrak up to the treasure room.
And you get to the top of the stairs on the second floor.
Head up the spiral staircase.
And you make your way to the top of the spiral staircase in your extremely austere and Spartan room with the twin size mat and headrest.
It's better than sleeping on the ground, which is normally what he does. Carefully navigates the rickety staircase. And makes it into the room and shows Shandrak the spell book, or the Book of Infinite Spells, and pointing out that the page that it's open on is water breathing.
Okay, interesting. Useful.
Okay. The book transfers possession to Chandrak, and where is? There we go. So you hand it over?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Chandrak begins
And the
taking
the
his girdle
ability
off.
the ability to cast water breathing leaves your mind, Tenzi, and now enters the mind of Chandrak. And you said you were taking your clothes off?
Taking the girdle off because we're trading girdles for the spell book.
Ah, okay. So your girdle of giant strength is now going to Tenzi. And I think that I'm not tracking.
And what kind of giant strength is this?
This one is frost giant strength, so 21.
Nice.
Which one did you have again?
Um, well, we're gonna have to swizzle because the one I had I gave to Zalman temporarily, so I'll give you that one, and then I'll give Zalman the one I have on, and I'll have the frost giant one. And the one I had, which is on Zalman, is I believe Hill Giant, but I'm gonna double check. Yes, Hill Giant, so strength of 19.
I think I made a macro just for this book. All right. Anything else for Tenzi and Company? All right. So end of round. The Avatar is still throat singing. First up is Chandrak.
So Chandrak is says, okay, sorry. So you want to trade your belt with your brother, and then trade that belt with me? Is that right?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. Sounds
yeah.
good.
Because the original trade was for the belt that I had on, and I forgot about it, and I gave it to Zalman. So
Oh well, I mean, it doesn't have to be. I mean that one, but whatever.
yeah, if that's okay. That's how I'd like to do it.
Huh?
If that's okay, that's how I'd like to do it.
Yeah. So yeah. So Chandrak will summon up his magic chest. If I could find that, there it is.
You're gonna leave it on that same page. Water breathing.
Well, you know, I'll try to flip it. I'll flip to one page. I'll see what the next page is.
Okay. All right. Ah, that's cool. You flip the page, and let's see. So it's any kind of spellcaster can use the book without being stunned, and even if it's a wizard using a priest spell, it doesn't matter. So yeah, you flip the page. And it's a hero's feast spell.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck
So yeah, talk about luck, man. Like,
oh my god.
you can just cast hero's feast once a day now. So you don't need
Oh
what
my
was his
God.
name? Varen? Was it Varen casting hero's feast?
Yeah, he was doing it.
Yeah. So don't
Woo!
edit the daily routine yet, because I'm editing it right now.
Okay, no problem.
Because I use the daily routine, the DM part of it, GM notes,
Oh, okay.
to track
Yeah.
magic items. Which I probably shouldn't, because I have a handout for magic item tracking. I just have never used it. But I can copy and paste this whole thing over there. Alright, so this is now page 7, actually. So page 7 is level what level is Hero's Feast? Find Hero's Feast. 6th level. So page 7, priest spell level 6 hero feast. Save changes. Okay, now you can edit the daily routine if you want to put that on there. So you guys can have your hero's feast every day now. You don't need Luther. Although you kind of needed him because you didn't have a priest in your group. So
and there's still lots of things that I'm glad I picked up. Definitely.
For a while there, you didn't even have a warrior for a while. You had
yeah, me and a bard.
Yeah.
Shandrak just has a big old grin on his face, like, oh, Tenzi, look at this, hero's feast. This is wonderful. Although honestly, I think I might not use it every day, because there is a chance that these magical pages could turn. So
yeah,
but it's good to have. It's good that we have this Tenzi. So I'll definitely be keeping this for a minute. And Shandrak carefully puts that into his secret chest.
Yeah, so there's 4 different categories. Spellcaster employing spells usable by own class and or level. Spellcaster using spells foreign to own class and or level. Non-spellcaster using a priest spell, and non-spellcaster using a wizard spell. There's different percentages for the spell to, or for the pages to automatically turn or whatever. And it sucks too, because you never know how many pages are going to turn when they automatically turn from casting a spell. It's like a random number. I don't think it's very high, but more than one page can turn. And there's only so many pages in the book, and then once the last page is flipped and the book closes, then the book vanishes and goes somewhere else. So, but you can be on the last page for a while.
Hopefully this page for a while.
Yeah.
So Shandrak will shut his chest and pick it up. Be like, all right, well, then let's make that trade with your brother.
And of course, the Book of Infinite Spells is £3 because it's basically a traveling spell book. Yeah.
And I think since I picked that up, I'll probably make it to Tenzi's room.
And that's it.
Yeah.
All right. Tenzi and Company.
Tenzi will move back to where the others are and look wistfully at the mat on the ground and head down the stairs.
And you've only slept in it like a couple of times, right? Or never?
Yeah. I think a couple times.
Okay. All right, and you get to the bottom of the stairs.
I tell Zalman about the trade. He's getting an upgrade in his belt.
Yo! Thanks, brother.
Yeah. Yeah, and then
hell yeah.
And then I get it ready for when Shandrak comes, I can hand it to him.
And then let's go ahead and make sure he's got room for that in his total amount of magical items, because I'm not tracking them.
Yeah, he just traded one for another, so he should be at the same.
Okay.
I got to add a note on here for that, but.
So he'll be a lot more effective at combat because his strength is like pretty crappy from what I remember. I think it
was 14.
Yeah.
And now it's 20.
Now it's 20.
Yeah.
Plus 8 to damage. Yeah, he got a lot better at fighting all of a sudden. And, good luck encumbering him. Weight allowance 535 pounds. And that's
it was always
before light encumbrance.
Yeah, that was always a problem for him. Now he's good to go.
Yeah. I didn't realize how he was so tall. 6'6". He's a big guy. Now he's really strong. All right. Anything else for Tenzi and Company?
Nope.
All right. So the girdles of giant strength are they are not a woman's girdle. They're a man's girdle. It's a wide belt that goes around basically like the belly area. It's the belly area, so you can still bend your waist, obviously. And then there's on the front, so the buckle goes in the back. And then, but to put it on It's like a wrestler's belt. You put it on with the buckle in the front, and then you turn it around, right? And the front usually has a big plate, kind of like a big belt buckle, but it's not. It's a plate of metal. And they're usually like bronze or copper or something, and in decorative. Some are really shiny. Some are made of gold. Some are but these ones are probably made of like steel, but they have depictions on them reminiscent of which giant it is. So like a stone giant would probably have stone giants picking up boulders on it and stuff, and like working out with them or whatever. And then it goes on the outside of your armor because it doesn't it's not underwear. It's not flexible. It's anything but flexible. And the belt buckle is big enough to actually kind of droop down over the waist slightly. Not the belt buckle, sorry, but the plate. So it kind of looks like barbarian armor or like wrestler's armor. It doesn't give any kind of AC bonus whatsoever, though. It's only decorative, and it goes on the outside of the armor. And it saves as leather, which leather saves really well against most things. Surprisingly, it has the same saving throw as metal versus magic fire, which I think is 6. And yeah, it saves pretty well versus most things. Leather does. So yeah, there's that. And it's like a real man's belt. Look at me, I got a wrestler. It's like a WWF trophy belt. That's exactly
Yeah.
what it looks like. Exactly. There's no difference. Just a big metal plate on a heavy leather belt that has the belt has like 2 or 3 prongs on it. And there's like heavy metal grommets for the prongs to go through and everything. And yeah, you put it on backwards, buckle in front. Once you buckle it, you turn it on your body, and it's tight. Goes on tight, so it's hard to turn, especially if it's on the outside of a suit of armor. But you can get it around. And actually, Zalman's token kind of shows. Well, it's hard to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like what it would look like, but just probably a little bigger. Like it covers the belly up past the where the belly button is, and it droops down over the crotch. So like if he has a cod piece or whatever, it probably covers the top of the cod piece and all that. But it's kind of like a warrior's status type of thing, and these ones happen to be magical. Okay. Anything else for Tenzi and Company?
Nope.
All right. End of round, and you can hear the Avatar throat singing, and versus Shandrak and Company.
Alright, just a couple steps gets me to the stairs. Heading back down to make the trade.
Alright. So you get to the bottom of the spiral staircase. And you can see Tenzi and Zalman kind of chit-chatting.
And I'll drop my chest in front of me, and then I think you said Tenzi was holding out the girdle.
Yeah.
So Chandrak will remove his girdle and trade it with Tenzi's. So that was he said hill giant.
Yes. 19 strength.
Okay. More than enough for me.
So Tenzi doesn't have a girdle anymore?
Yeah, he has the
No.
frost giant one that
Mhm.
Chandrak used to have.
Oh, that's right, because Asher gave hers to somebody.
Gave it to Tenzi, and then Tenzi gave his
Yeah,
to Zalman, and now
gotcha.
we've kind of another circle where
Rotated.
Zalman gave it to Chandrak and
Yeah.
shuffled them around.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Now Tenzi has 21 strength.
Nice.
Them punches are going to hurt.
Hell yeah. And Zalmond went from a wussy little 14 all the way up to 20. So he's pretty happy. He's got a big old smile on his face. He's got his visor up. I think he's wearing full plate. No, field plate.
Kind of flexing.
Yeah. Yeah, he's wearing field plate, so he's got a visor. He's got that visor up and he's got a big old smile on his gorgeous face.
And
Santa Claus
Chandrak
looking
will-
face, that is. Go ahead, sorry.
Chandrak will also a little more magic items giveaway. He's going to go over to Chelinor, and he's gonna get one of the javelins we got out of it. And where did? Yeah, he's gonna ask Erdrin to come on over and be like, "Hey, Erdrin, do you think you might be able to attach this to the end of your musket to use as a melee weapon up close, or do you think this is too long for that?"
He can attach a knife or dagger. To the
Okay,
end of
javelin's
his-
too much. Okay. Yeah. In that case, yeah, then he will invite Erdrin over, and then Chandrak will unsheath the dagger +4 and give it to Erdrin.
Okay, yeah. Erdrin gets a big old smile on his face once you pull out a beautiful dagger +4, and he's like, he pulls out some, I don't know, leather or something, and starts binding it to the end of his rifle as for use as a bayonet. And what it does is, it basically just gives you a dagger, damage with your gun's speed. So you roll.
Okay.
Yeah, you roll initiative for your rifle, and then once your turn comes around, then you roll an attack with the dagger.
So, if I were to just roll to attack with the dagger, since it's magical, would it be the rifle speed with the magic reduction? So
Well,
it's 9 right now. Would it be 5?
when you hold it in your hand, you get the speed of the dagger.
Okay.
If it's attached to your rifle, then you're using the speed of the rifle.
Okay.
But you still when you stab with it, you're getting the
Yeah.
the hit and damage bonuses of the dagger. So you
Sounds
literally roll the dagger line on your weapon table. So, and the reason for that is it's a melee application of your rifle.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, makes sense to me.
Yeah, if you have a magic rifle, then yes, you'd be getting a speed reduction.
Maybe one day.
Yeah. And then also, if you want to risk breaking your rifle, you can use your rifle as a club, which I wouldn't recommend.
Yeah, that'd be pretty dire straits to try that.
real dire, yeah. And then of course so he has a musket though, right?
I believe so.
Okay, so the musket acts as a staff, and then the carbine is like a club.
Yeah, flintlock musket.
Yeah, that one's pretty long. So I think it weighs like 12 pounds or something because it's so long.
Yeah,
So
it's a big boy.
that one acts like a staff. All right. Anything else for Shandrak?
He'll also invite Moen over and say, Moen, you got some magic weapon armor, but I think you need some magic weapons until, and I don't have any two-handed weapons, but, and Chandrak reaches into Chelinor. Now that you have that armor and Kote, what do you think about these two moderately enchanted longswords?
And he's got proficiency with. I mean, he will take anything that you want because you're the one who chooses his proficiencies now and stuff.
Yeah, so I'm sure I'm sure if he'll like the sound of that, he'll figure it out. He'll talk to Astro.
Moen. He's already dedicated his. You can use a you can use a limited wish to change his specialty if you want. So he has tight group axe hammer pick, tight group spears and javelins, two-handed axe specialist, which was free with his kit. Two-handed axe mastery. Wait, no, that's not free with his kit. He's a berserker. He doesn't get a specialization for free. Two-handed axe mastery, two-handed axe high mastery. Yeah, he would take a non-proficiency penalty right now. But at least he would have a magic weapon that he could fight with.
Mm-hmm.
He would just have to drop his axe because there's no pole arms. Any kind of pole weapon, you don't. There's no way to store it on your person. Like you can't sling a spear or because spears don't have slings. There's no.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't sling bardiche. Couldn't
Mm-hmm.
sling a great axe. Great swords have scabbards that you can attach to, like, what do they call it? Uh, that thing that pirates wear for their pistols. Um, skip.
Yeah, well, if it's too unwieldy, Moen will try to uh he'll he'll take his axe and put it on Chelinor for now.
Yeah, that's fine. Horse is big enough to where you can kind of strap the pole arm to the saddle. Like you put two straps on the saddle, so it's hanging down underneath your leg when you have your foot in the stirrup. So it's almost like impossible to get it out while you're riding. You have to dismount and then you can get it out.
Mm-hmm.
And you can do that with a large shield as well. You can strap your large shield to your like saddle horn and have it hanging down as you're riding. Because for a human, a large shield is way too big to ride with. They're just, I mean, it gets in the way of so much shit. And the horse would take it as like a command to like turn or something, or like slow down or speed up or something. Just feeling the shield nudge up against it. So it interferes with driving a horse basically.
Yeah.
Ah,
So Moen will just stash that his axe for now, and he'll say, "Hey Ashwell, did you say you had one of those wishes left today?"
So far, we have to see what the day brings, but so far I do.
Okay. Well, we're heading out then pretty soon. So, uh, can I get a wish from you before we rest tonight? I like to try to figure out how to learn these long swords.
Very well. So where did we want to go next?
Well, I think you said you only were able to fold us one more time, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I guess back to the svelte to continue on to the estate.
Okay.
okay. So it is 8 a.m. So you'd lose a little bit of travel time, but it's not going to be much. Uh, it's only 1 out of your 10 hours. So, if you're able to move, 11 miles through the Velt or whatever, then it would just be reduced to like 10 miles instead of 11, as an example. So are you guys dimensionally folding back to the scrub?
Yeah, the scrub. That's what it was.
Yep.
Yeah, scrub and Velt are interchangeable. You can call it
Okay.
Velt or Velt and scrub are the same. So go ahead and roll the spell. So you're not very familiar, but I'd imagine that you would have studied your campground very carefully before you left, because Tinsy is smart as hell. And everyone steps through the dimensional folding spell, and no one ages.
Nice.
And you come out onto the Velt. Um, Counter maps, there it is. Temperate, scrub. I think you guys were in the scrub with the canyon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Here it is. So it's the same day. It's raining. And you find your way back to camp. And it's been an hour since our last break, so let's take another 3 minute unless anyone wants the long break. 5 minutes. All right, 3 minute
3 is
break.
good for me.
Here we
Yeah.
go. 3 minutes starting now. And we are back. So, players at this time, could you please roll base-sized initiative? So I'm just going to add 1 round to the tracker. Because it took you guys a round to step through. And first up is Shandrak and Company.
Okay. Yeah. I'll just yeah, now that we're done, we already ate. We went to Tense's place and back, so we'll start breaking camp and getting on our horses to head out.
All right.
Although, as we're breaking down camp,
I suppose you probably already would have broken down camp anyways.
okay, yeah. I guess as we're just getting on our horses and everything, Shandrak would say, I've been thinking about this whole Shogun thing, and he he said that, or at least we heard supposedly that the Shogun, supposedly he has, his way of doing things, as they say, but he would attack those barbarian tribes, even though one of those tribes is like slavers and the other one isn't, right? So I was thinking, when we passed the daimyo's castle a long time ago, on our way to the archaeological complex, we did pass by one of the barbarian camps. I don't think we were able to tell which kind of barbarian it was, though. But I've been thinking that maybe it might be worth it to go. It wasn't far from the daimyo's estate, so if we can't just go to the camp, we might just be able to go to the estate and go south. I think it might be worthwhile, just because if it's the good barbarians, or it's the barbarians that aren't slavers, maybe we might be able to convince them of how that Ushas is worthy and that she's back on the throne. And if they're the evil barbarians, then we can help solve that problem and make Ushas look better. What do you think, Tenzi?
I could try to divine to see if they were, which of the type they were. But I don't want to sidetrack us. I don't want us to get too sidetracked. Because I want to make Usha safe, and I don't think she's gonna be safe until the Shogun is dealt with.
I agree, but that's why I'm just trying to think of the best ways to deal with the Shogun. I think this might not be that much of a sidetrack, because at least the one camp, it was very, very close to the estate, I remember. And I think it would be worthwhile either way. If I don't think it would maybe be a day's distraction at most, honestly.
Let me do a divination and see if I can recall anything about the barbarians we encountered. That'll help clear my mind to what our best course.
Okay. Are you able to do that now, or do you need to rest first? Okay.
Yeah, I can. Well, I got one. Don't know if it's going to work or not, or give us what we need, but I got something I could try. Yeah.
All right. And Chandrika's people just finished getting up on the horses, and that'll be all for me.
Okay. The avatar of Lao Tzu starts throat singing again. And next up is Tenzi and Company.
Tenzi is going to cast idea.
Idea.
Roll it. To see if there's something I'm forgetting about the barbarians we encountered that Chandrak described.
Yes. Okay, so the barbarian encampment that you guys encountered, you remember that it was the Tian barbarians. So the noble Tian are a vast tribe of barbarians, which call the Shuing Steppe their home. They're legendary horsemen and archers who have opposed the rule of Shogun Fujitawa Yoshinada ever since the day of the assassination of Empress Ushas. The relationship between the Tian and you barbarians is complicated. At one time they were one people, but long ago split up under the rule of two feuding brothers, Tian and you. For many years, the two tribes warred with each other, but when the Empress appeared in the 4th Eon, the two tribes were at an uneasy peace, not our. For many years, the two tribes warred with each other, but as when the Empress brought peace to the two tribes, to them in the 4th Eon, comma, the two tribes. So, but since, not when. So, since the Empress brought peace to the two. To them. Two tribes are in uneasy peace. Both the Tian and you barbarians are nomadic drovers. The Tian keep horses, cattle, and buffalo as livestock. They raise eagles and hawks to help them hunt and scout for their enemies. So that's the Tian. And you haven't really run into the Yu.
So I share that with Chandrak and note that they are nomadic, so they may not be at that camp any longer.
That's true. Interesting. I'm just thinking that, we're down some of our strongest people, and like Lao Tzu said, it's best not to go full ahead unless we had an army. But I'm just thinking that, tribal barbarians loyal to Ushas, I think they might be, amenable to joining a force to take down the Shogun.
If we can find them, it's worth at least exploring.
Are you? Would you like to try to go there, or would you like to try to go to, I guess, the daimyo first, and then maybe try to go there?
Yeah, let's get these samurai to their hopeful new master, and perhaps he also may be able to offer some assistance, and he's closer by.
Yeah, be nice to get to a good settlement.
That'll be it for Tenzi.
All right. End of round and Chandrak Company.
Okay, so yeah, everybody's horsed now. So sounds like we're just going to head out and see if we can make it to the this this new daimyo's place. When people start heading
New to you,
continuing
Daimyo.
northeast.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
So no dimensional folding. You're traveling for.
We got
Yeah.
Tendi's out, so yeah, we're just continuing on to hopefully make it to the estate.
All right. So you can see just the tip of the Nakajano Samurai Estate.
Hmm.
And because. So the time is 8:44. I am going to just kind of round that up to 9 o'clock for purposes of travel. So according to daily routine, you guys would normally travel starting at 8 a.m. So you only lose 1 out of the 10 hours of travel. 2 hours of every day are spent resting, and you only travel for 10 hours technically. So everything is kind of reduced to 90% rather than 100. And then you guys are still under the effect of
And failing endurance, unless I don't know about Luther's mount. If Luther,
Yeah, so
yes.
today
And-
is yeah, when he would do that for himself and his mounts.
and then is Lao Tzu on the list as well? And there's the 2 samurai and the girl as well that are probably not on the list.
Actually, I did everyone except Lao Tzu for unfailing, so I'll just add him too.
Okay. You cast Unfailing Endurance on your NPC guests as well?
Yeah, just to be Yeah, polite. He's starting up fresh, so he's just
No, I mean
when
your
he
NPC guests, the two samurai
mhm.
and the girl.
Yeah, to help him keep up. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So they have heavy war horses. That's movement rate 15. And then are the mules also on the list?
Yep, they
So
should
there's
be.
4 mules. They have their own mule. And then there's Chelinor, Malance, and Espinamore. So who's casting the spell?
Luthor. So yeah, hold on one second.
So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 animals. 17 animals. I didn't count the wolf. 1, 2, 3,
Yeah,
4,
so he will do. Uh,
13,
yeah, so
17.
he. Whoops. Yeah, he
And
did all of his unfailing endurances. So we can do 3 of those. So that's more than enough. That'll be 27 creatures.
two would be enough actually.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah.
Because I'm guessing he's getting 9 creatures per spell.
Yes, that's right.
All right, so Ruckus moves at 18. Ambra moves at 15. Sunrise moves at 12. And the mules. Yeah, so 12 is probably the slowest. And one of those is mounted. Sunrise moves at 12 and is mounted by the Avatar of Lao Tzu. So that means there's 18 is the slowest creature. So back to world maps. Adria. East. Travel. 18 is the slowest. The party leaves the current terrain. In approximately 14 miles. And we're in Scrub. And you're going into plains because farmland counts as plains and not scrub. Okay, 22 miles /R. 22 times 0.9. And then rounded down is 19 miles. So you are able to get God, almost to the center of that square, not quite. It's like just yep, I'll take it. That's good enough. All right. So as you get closer, you can see that it's on the edge of a lake. There's farmland all around it. So it's kind of like a village. There's an agricultural part of the village that goes up to the beach, and then you can see kind of like a marina almost. But there's buildings in the marina, which means houseboats. And because you're approaching from the southwest, and it's fall, so dynamic lighting is going to be. Let's see. Daylight mode will be on, but it's going to be pretty low, like maybe 25%. It's getting dark by the time you guys get there, which is the time now is 8 p.m. Yeah. And you approach from the southwest. You know what? I didn't roll for encounters. I hate when I forget to do that. Let's see, random encounters. Special. Oriental Adventures. Temperate. Scrub. October. No. Scrub. November 1st. 1185. Spring or fall. Okay, no encounters. You make it here. So time now is 8 p.m. And Trying to fit you guys' tokens on the road here. Okay. So you guys kind of followed the creek here. So you're stepping through this creek. It's only like a foot deep. I'm putting you guys on the map now. And you pass by this like little house by the creek. And around you can see some, trees where the leaves have fallen off because it's fall. Parts of the ground are kind of sandy. It's like white sands. And parts of the ground are soily, so there's grass, whatnot. And you can see these buildings. One of them kind of looks like it might be like an inn type place, and one looks like it might be a spot to get some food. Everyone is kind of tired and hungry. And as you guys pass by this house, you can see that it's being used as a kind of like a guard shack. There's some samurai standing outside of it. And they don't really, I mean, they acknowledge your presence. They kind of nod and stuff, but they let you by. It's like kind of a free come and go as you please type of thing. So there's like a couple of them standing over here. And they're you can hear them commenting on the quality of like your horses and stuff. Like, oh, this is pretty good. And that's about it. So go ahead and roll base size initiative, please. And I will put your horses to the back. Did I miss anyone's horse?
Boulder, Tenzi's horse.
Okay. Two back. There we go.
Thank you.
Looks like I'm still missing one. And these samurai are in uniform. So, 1 second. All right. And you can hear kind of like, well, you can see through the windows. This building is well lit on the inside. And you can see some Ronin inside. Feasting on what appears to be like rice balls and drinking from sake bowls. And you can see some women attending to them. And then through the window over here, you can see another Ronin just kind of chilling in the corner, like reading a scroll through the window here. 'Cause the room is kind of lit. And also, actually, you might not have line of sight with that. Does anyone have line of sight right here?
We have somebody that does.
Okay, so you can see a samurai on horseback right there. Okay, that's their uniform. All right. So that's the wrong uniform for these dudes. There's one there, one there, there. All right. 8 p.m. November the 1st, 11:85, Shandrak and Company.
Okay. On entering through the gateway,
It's not really a
Chandra
gate here. It's just like an open village. There's no wall. There's no fence.
well, there's no
Nothing.
wall at all.
No, none.
Not even like a little post.
Nope. It's like they don't really care about the security of the village, almost. But up ahead, you can. I think someone has line of sight with this up here.
Oh.
Yeah.
So up ahead here, you can see, not really one of those gates, but whatever this thing is called, I can't remember. It kind of marks the edge of like property lines usually. And there's a few samurai just kind of milling about in this courtyard up here, and that house is way bigger than the other ones. The house that's beyond, and you can kind of see it has like a front porch and everything, and like parts of it are lit by lanterns.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's getting kind of
Okay.
dark, and it looks like these samurai over here, like one of them is kind of like walking around lighting the lanterns in the courtyard there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Shandrak and his people will begin. We'll ride from the creek and onto the road, and we'll start riding through the area, kind of heading towards the larger building in the back, but also kind of looking to see if I can see any stables along the way.
You don't see any stables
Mm-hmm.
over here. Somebody does have line of sight with this building over here, and it looks like there's a stable way the fuck over there.
Okay.
Kind of in like Farmville land over there.
Yeah. Continue forward. And can you looks like I think Erdrin and Ryer got stuck in the south. Can you edge them out?
Yeah, I put an edge around so you couldn't really see. There we go. Sorry about that.
All right, thank you.
There's like a logo down at the bottom of the map that I wanted to block off.
Yeah. There we go. And I'm just gonna keep riding for now,
All right.
and kind of stop for the horsed warrior.
And he nods to you. Not like a
Mm-hmm.
nod downward, but a chin up nod.
Mm-hmm.
And
Alright.
they're wearing those Jisan hats or whatever. I can't remember what they're called. Uh, um, Casa. Jingasa. That's what it's called. Jingasa. Kasa is any one of several traditional Japanese hats. These include amigasa and jingasa. I think jingasa might be the metal one. A type of kasa commonly worn by samurai and foot soldiers, the samurai class in feudal Japan, as well as their retainers and foot soldiers, use several types of jingasa made from iron, copper, wood, paper, bamboo, or leather. Jingasa almost always had crests on them. Yes. These are jingasa made of iron. And they're kind of like a helmet. And I mean, his stance doesn't move. He just lets you, have your way through the village. None of them
And
really
Shandrak
stop you.
will he'll return the nod as the party just kind of continues forward, just slowly examining the village.
Yeah. You can
And
see these big lanterns are like lighting everything up, and they're giving off like a yellowish glow
Mm-hmm.
from
Yeah,
their
that'll be all for me.
firelight. Okay. And you can kind of see into some of the houses and whatnot. They have uh windows, I guess. It's parts of the, rice paper walls you can see through. Tenzi and Company.
We'll kind of ride slowly, following Shandrak, um, and Zalmond as he goes by the samurai. Will go like, "Yo, where's a good place to get some food in this town?"
And this guy, he turns and he points over to, where's the ruler? Yeah. He points over to this building. What? Come on. I'm literally using the ruler. I don't even have the pointer selected. I'm using the ruler. Okay. He points over to this building. And he just goes, "Ugh," like that. He just grunts. Right? And he points with his chin. He doesn't point with his hand. He just he he nods his head like the guy on horseback when he nodded his head up rather than down. So he points, he looks down his nose and points with his chin over to this building and grunts, "Ugh," like that.
Oh, thanks. And he
And
rides up behind.
when you say thanks, he grunts back like, "Ugh."
And, and we will stop here. Yep, we'll stop there.
And the dude on horseback, he nods to you as well by tipping his head up. And he, oh yeah, when he sees Ashriel, he like fully turns his horse and just stares at him. And he gets this wide look, wide-eyed look on his face.
Asheville kind of turns his head over his shoulder and gives him the same kind of nod that he gave him when he first walked up.
Anything else for Tenzi and
Nope,
Company?
that'll be it
What?
for us.
And the NPCs. So it looks like Sombra is still down here. That's Luther's horse.
Yep. Oh.
The NPCs are going to actually. They're just going to follow the creek. And they go underneath this bridge over here. And past the water wheel. I think that's as far as they can go, actually. About right here. So they're about to pass a water wheel. Okay, time now is 8:01. Next up is Chandrak and Company.
Chandra kind of sees the entrance to a big building up north. Also sees the looks like a stable. So he'll start to go eastward again. And I'll say to Tenzi, it is a little late. Should we just spend the night and see if we can talk to the daimyo in the morning?
Yes, that would probably be best.
All right. And Chandrak and his people will start to continue.
So up ahead looks like a big farmhouse, and there's a big old barn next to it. The Japanese version of a barn. Anything else for Chandrak?
Nope, just moving.
Okay. Tenzi Company.
We'll move towards the farmhouse as well. Is there like a sign or anything?
Nope, no sign. No sign. And this man comes out, and he's wearing a jingasa as well. His would be just a casa. He's wearing a casa. And another guy wearing a casa comes out of the stable. And you can see inside the house there's a couple of women. So there's like a bedroom type thing over here. And another woman comes out the front door. There's like another young woman that's dressed very similarly that comes out the front door, and they stand in front of the front door. They put their feet together and their hands flat against their hips, and they do both the women do a like a waist high bow, like they bow all the way over at the waist to you, Chandrak.
Oh.
And these men run up and they come and grab the reins.
Oh, yes, thank you. Thank you.
So pretty, I don't know if you find that hospitable, but it looks like they're trying to be hospitable.
Yeah. Seems good.
And these men, they don't even talk. They don't even look you in the eye. They just kind of run over and they grab the reins. And one of them kind of like puts his knee down so that he kind of bends the knee so you can like step on his leg to get down.
No. Chandrak he'll slip off his horse like usual.
All right. So you just kind of go over to the other side, and he gets this like he kind of shakes his head and like runs to the next guy, which looks like might be Ryer. And he bends the knee and puts his leg down so you can just step on him, on his leg.
I think Ryer might do that. I think he would.
And he takes Ryer's horse's reins once Ryer dismounts. And you can see out back that it's kind of like a pasture for horses.
Yeah.
These horses might be on the map later. Yeah, they are. So looks like there's some light war horses kind of in the pasture out back, and you can hear and actually see through the window. There's man, did I put everything on the map later? There's some medium war horses in the barn. And they kind of go towards the back of the barn. Anything else for Tenzi and company? I mean, sorry. We're on Shandrak right now, aren't we? Anything else for
I
Shandrak?
think we were Kenzie. Are we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll
Tenzi.
travel up this far, and then seeing the people come out, we'll start to dismount, or actually, we will dismount. Tenzi and Asher will dismount, and Zalman will do a check to see if he can get off and keep walking.
Yeah. And finally, the women run over and grab the reins from the men, and they help lead the horses out into the pasture through the barn. Or no, around the side of the house. Yeah. Yeah, that's the ticket. Nope, through the barn. Through the barn. Anything else for Tenzi and company?
Nope.
All right, and the Avatar of Lao Tzu and company. They come through the creek. And they just kind of pass by and lead their horses. Oh, that's too far. Probably right about there. Looks like they're just going straight out into the pasture. And end of round. Time now is 8:02. First up is Shandrak.
So Shandrak will try to slip off his horse. And he does. And everyone else gets off theirs as well. And Shandrak will say to one of the women, we'd just a night, please, for the horses. Also, is there enough room in an inn for us tonight, or is it would we be able to set up camp? Is that appropriate?
She says,
We have pasture for your horses, but the inn is back that way from where you came.
and she points back there.
Thank you. And Shandrak will he'll hand her he'll hand her a platinum piece. It's like, I'm sure this will more than cover the night for all our horses.
As you hand it to her, she actually reaches out with both hands together like a platter to take the coin. And when she takes the coin, she's not even looking you in the eye. She has her head bowed down as she takes the coin from you with both hands,
Mm-hmm.
as though you were handing her a sword or something.
Mm-hmm. Ah.
And then once she takes it,
Mhm.
she kind of does a nodding bow, and she holds on to it like it's heavy, like it's very heavy,
Mm-hmm.
and like stops working. She stops taking the horses, and she kind of just waits there and like bows to you.
She had tried. He'll bow. Yeah, a bit to her as well. It's like, uh, that- you're welcome. Thank you. You're quite hospitable. Thank you for allowing us into your city.
And she bows again. She doesn't say anything. She just bows.
And Shandrak will start to head towards what sounded like where the inn was. To just make it there. Everyone else got off the horses, so they can't move.
Tenzi and Company.
We'll lead our horses out to the pastures. Here, and then and that'll be it for us.
Okay, and then the NPCs make it out here to the pasture. And uh they kind of take out the bit from their bridles and let the horses graze with the mule. Pack's still on, and they dismount. End of round. Next up is Shandrak.
Okay. I can find my people. There we go. Yeah, so we'll just kind of align our horses for the groomsmen, and everyone else will begin heading towards hopefully some food. That. Sorry, I think I'm hitting invisible walls again. Yeah. Shandrak. Yeah, all my people are pretty much stuck right here. Shandrak, Moen, and Erdrin. I'm gonna move to the house or something and freak the game out. Jeez Louise.
Oh, you're trying to walk through the fence, is why.
Oh, okay. Couldn't tell through the. Okay, I think everyone. Okay, so Shandrak is stuck, but everyone else wasn't. They were just trying to go through the fence. Okay. Yeah, perfect. So yeah, we'll kind of make it to the intersection and wait for Tenzi.
All right. And Tenzi and Company.
Turn around and head back this way. We get that far and we stop. Zalman calls out, yo, that place over there is supposed to be a good place to eat. Guys are hungry.
Oh, good. Sounds perfect.
Hope they have some meat for a ruckus.
Mm.
That'll be it for us.
All right. And the avatar of Lao Tzu and the other NPCs having dismounted are going to come through. The house. Okay, end of round, and first up is Shandrak.
Shandrak will point. Was it? They said this building, Zalmond?
No, no, I think it was this one here.
Oh, Shandrak gives a thumbs up and starts to head over. And I'll open up the door.
All right,
Seems like a
so
cozy place.
inside, you can see several people under candlelight. Miscellaneous tokens. Chandelier. So there are several people that appear to be Ronin, sitting down and having rice balls, like stuffed rice balls, and you can see that there's a couple women attending to them. One of the samurai is female, and two appear to be male. And they're all drinking sake and eating these rice balls. It looks like the rice balls are stuffed with some kind of yellow fish, like lake trout or something. And the smell of baked fish kind of fills the air. And I guess boiling rice as well. And they're kind of carrying on about joining let's see, NPC Adria, joining the Nakajano estate samurai. Like, maybe he'll give me a house. And then the other one's like, maybe he'll give me a boat. And the other one's like, maybe he'll give me a ship. And then as you enter, they kind of quiet down a little bit. And, they look you up and down at your clothes and whatnot, your appearance. And one of them gets like a look of recognition on his face and says,
Well, what have we here? This is Chief Shandrak, Chief of Intelligence.
One and the same. Traveling through Adria, and we needed a place to stop and to rest our horses and fill our bellies. And we heard of the Daimyo Nakajano was on our way, so we wanted to stop by.
Many
Have you been able
Ronin,
to see this Daimyo? Oh, yes, sorry, what'd you say?
many Ronin come here to join Nakajano.
Yeah, actually, we ran across a few of them on our travels here. They helped us slay some kaiju, and they said they wanted to join the daimyo as well. So there's a
You?
couple more.
Say, Kaiju?
Oh yes, giant reptilian kaiju. We fought two of them. Those Ronin were they were pretty tough. They definitely took some damage out of one of them.
Swear on your honor you are not lying.
No, of course not. It's not the first time I've killed Giganta. We fought a few, saving Hang Mai.
Huh. We have Shandrak, Chief of Intelligence, and Slayer of Gargantua.
And the other ones laugh as well.
Bigger they are, the harder they fall. And these ones do make small earthquakes when they fall.
Oh, so that's what that tremor was.
Could have been.
What brings you to this neck of the woods?
Oh, well, we've been journeying across Adria and seeing different cities, and we're, we're on our way to, eventually, we'd like to see the capital, Shidahe. Have you ever been there?
See that high? Never.
Shidahe, yes. Yes, I heard it is a beautiful city, the capital. I wanted to see it ourselves.
Oh. Good luck.
Hmm?
Good luck.
And he goes back to eating his rice ball. Next up is Tenzi.
We'll head towards the inn. And seeing the center table empty, I'll take a seat at it. Astro's going to actually shape. He's going to stop and shape change after seeing how he got stared at by that one guy. I'm going to go to yeah, more human looking form. So and Zalman and Ruckus will get up to the door and they'll as far as they're going to go.
Okay. The Avatar of Lao Tzu and the other NPCs. Head towards the sake house. And they're gonna jog the rest of the way. end of round. First up is Shandrak.
Okay. Chandrak will kind of turn back and say, "They got looks like rice and salmon, Zalmond. Ruckus likes salmon."
Uh, if it's filleted, he can't have any bones or anything.
And then he goes, yo, you can't tell the difference between steelhead and salmon? This is a trout, steelhead.
Oh, no, I'm not. I don't know my fishes very well.
And he gets like a
Okay.
big smile on his face.
And Shandrak will, to the lady, will say, "Do you have any other kinds of these rice balls?"
And to the woman with the donut haircut, she said,
Yes, we have freshwater eel and beef.
Oh, wonderful. How much do these cost?
Only 1 copper coin for this giant ball.
Oh, okay.
and it's easily the size of a softball.
Oh, okay. Mad Moen will come on in, and he'll say, "Yeah, give me one of those beef ones." And he'll flip a copper coin on the table.
And she runs over, grabs like a platter of rice balls and brings it to him so he can have a pick from the beef ones.
All right, yeah. And the rest of my people will start gathering around.
They're all beautifully rolled into exact spherical shape, and they have like it looks like they were rolled in like sesame seeds. So they're nice and dry on the outside. And as you bite into it, it's got like a stuffing on the inside. Underneath, like probably like a ½ inch of rice. And the stuffing it makes up most of the volume of the softball sized rice ball. And it's really savory. It tastes like it was kind of stewed like a pot roast for a long time until it kind of dried, and it has like a very very savory sauce mixed in with some kind of sweet, so it's soy sauce, but yeah. But it tastes like it has some sugar mixed in, so it has like an umami kind of flavor to it. It's both salty and sweet. And pretty delicious as you kind of, bite into it. And I don't know what
And,
kind Shandrak wanted, but if it's beef, it's the same.
yeah, Shadrach is gonna he's gonna like the other girl. He's gonna offer her platinum and say, "Just give me a variety."
Okay, so she brings over like your own platter of 3 rice balls. One is beef. You can tell by like the consistency of um, the rice. It's slightly different than the others, and then it has sesame seeds on the outside, and then the other ones like the trout one has like some kind of caviar rolled on the outside. And then the eel one is kind of plain, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And
Shadow's just going to start with familiar beef, and that'll be all for this round.
brilliant, sweet and salty umami flavor coming from the beef. It is quite delicious. And just the right amount of dry. I mean, it's not completely dry. It's not hard. It still has some moisture to it. But it is really good. And as you get to the middle of it, you find that there is a hard-boiled egg.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, so you get through this like menagerie of layers. There's kind of like a an outer layer that's kind of crusty with seeds, sesame seeds, and then you've got this like soft rice layer, and then this umami kind of beef layer, and in the very center, it's an egg, and it's smaller than a chicken egg. You notice it looks like some kind of like quail egg or something, some kind of smaller fowl. Just at the center of the beef ball.
That sounds good.
Tenzi and Company.
Zalman looks in and says, yo, is it okay if Ruckus comes in?
And this woman comes over to the door, and she gets this big old smile on her face, and she looks way up at Zalamond, and she says,
Who is Ruckus?
And he thinks this is the custom here, so he nods with, points with his chin over at Ruckus.
Oh, no wolf inside building, please.
Zalman looks a little disheartened, but he says, yeah, yo, okay. Can you bring out a platter of them, something with like beef in it?
Yes, of course.
and she runs over and grabs the platter of the beef rice balls and comes back. And she kind of like bows her head and holds the platter up so that he can choose, and kind of steps back at the same time and says,
Please come in, sit down. You want some sake too?
Yeah, I'm gonna give Ruckus here a couple of these until he's full, and then I'll come in. And so he takes three. He gives a gold piece to her. He takes like three of them and starts feeding Ruckus. At the table, Tenzil order as Shandrak did. Just ask for a variety of them and sake.
okay. And as you come in, you notice that the layout is much, much different than you would find in Adria. The tables are kind of up against the outer walls. And then the middle of the room is kind of used for walking and stuff like that. And then there's like this little kitchen over in the corner where it looks like there's a pot of water on the boil, and one of the gals like throws in a couple cups of rice like right before she grabs a platter. And there's another like big iron pan that almost looks like an upside down jingasa with handles on the sides. And it's kind of on this high part of the fire. And there's a cutting board that has a bunch of like minced fish on it. It's raw, but it's minced to like just tiny little pieces. And she throws some oil into the pan and kind of shakes it around, and then dumps the entire cutting board of minced fish into the oil, and then pours in some black sauce, some soy sauce, and some clear liquid. And she reaches into like a bag and pulls out some kind of like white powder and throws it. Not really powder, but crystals. You've seen sugar before, and she kind of throws it in there and kind of mixes it up with some long chopsticks, and it just kind of starts frying sounds come out of the kitchen, and she sets it down for a second and grabs a platter and comes out with some sake, like in bowls. There's these little saucer sized, like tea saucer sized bowls, and then a kind of like a almost like a tea kettle looking thing, but it's like porcelain. And she brings it over and says,
Sake, sake, you want some sake?
Yeah, Tenzi lays a platinum onto the table. And thanks her for bringing the sake over.
and she places a small sake bowl down in front of you, and reaches over with the porcelain style, or not porcelain, uh, some kind of earthenware, like clay, a clay pot, and pours out a clear liquid into it and into your bowl, and it's you can see the fumes rising from this alcohol. It has so much alcohol content. It just above the surface of the bowl, you can see kind of like a wavy haze. Because the like it's kind of warm, like it was in the kitchen near the stove, so it looks like alcohol is evaporating from it quickly, and she just kind of leaves the whole. I mean, you gave her a lot of money, so she just leaves the whole thing, and a couple. She sets down a couple more bowls in case you have more people come in, and she
Yeah, so
goes back to
Tenzi will,
cooking.
I'm sorry, Tenzi will go, yeah, everyone come and sample the sake.
Yeah, what is this sake? I don't think I've had this since I've been in this place.
Kenzie knows what it is. He knows that it's wine made from rice, because he's had it before. He lived in Mingdao for, years. And it's a tradition among samurai to drink sake at night and kind of just revel and be merry when there's no war.
And that'll be it for us.
All right. And the NPCs come in the front door. And they just kind of line up against the walls in the back. Badao. At the small tables there. And you can see that Ishane Kojiwa and Ishane Furuse kind of start up a conversation with some of these Ronin. And the Avatar of Lao Tzu sits in the corner facing the center of the room. And sits on the floor, which there are no chairs. Like everything is these. The tables are these kind of like elevated platforms near the floor that are a foot tall or less, and then the chairs are just pillows set up to sit on. So he's kind of sitting in the corner on a pillow, facing the center of the room. Legs crisscross applesauce, staff across his knees, and hands placed out, palms upward, index finger to thumb tip, and all his fingers are spread out like fans. And he kind of closes his eyes and he starts doing like a breathing exercise. He's like breathing in for 3 seconds, and then breathing out for 6. And breathing in for 3. Breathing out for 6. And he just repeats that over and over and over again. End of round, Shandrak and company.
Shandrak will begin pouring himself some of this sake. And I don't think he's tried it this game, so he's gonna take a nice little sip.
So it's even stronger than ale.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure you've had ale before.
Yeah.
So this is the strongest alcohol you've ever had in your life. So you can feel like the burn on your tongue as you swallow it. It kind of burns as it goes down. And it's like nothing you've ever had before, other than you've smelled medical alcohol before. And that's what it smells like, when you sip it or whatever. And yeah, I don't know how you take that experience, but that's how. Yeah.
Whoa, Tenzi. Whoa. You drink this stuff?
Careful, my friend.
Yeah. Whew. I'm already sweating a little bit. Whew. That is good stuff.
I wish
And then,
Musashi was here. He would really enjoy.
Oh, I bet he would. And Shandrak will just he'll ask for the waitress, and he'll give her another platinum and just order some food for send some beef balls over to Erdrin, Ryer, and Luther.
Okay.
And Shandrak takes kind of like another sip, and he looks over to the samurai and is like, "You tell these other Burks that we killed those 2 reptilian gargantuas. They didn't believe me when I told them.
To the female Ronin, you said?
Oh, to our Ronin who we've been adventuring with.
Oh. Yeah, okay, gotcha. So yeah, the Ishani Kojiwa, the sister, and Ishani Furuse, the brother, they like corroborate your story, like
Yes, it was reptilian gargantua, and we did slay them.
Yes, they were very tall and very heavy. When they died and struck the ground, there was a small tremor.
This tremor could have been felt here. They were so large.
Yes, and very vicious. But we survived. Because we are so powerful.
Yes, I struck it with my blade, using my ki. Hi-ya!
and they
To
go on
great
like that.
effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Chandrak just begins slowly sipping and eating his rice balls. And that's all for now.
Okay. Tenzi and Company.
Zaman just continuing to feed Ruckus. Tenzi will take a sip of the sake and then try sampling some of the rice balls. And that'll be it for us.
All right. You've had sake before. I'm not sure if you've had this type of stuffed rice ball, but essentially each rice ball looks different on the outside, so you can tell what kind it is. And then at the center of each rice ball is a small hard-boiled egg, like probably quail eggs, something like that. And then there's the layer of either meat or fish or eel around it, and then a small layer of rice around that, and the rice on the outside has been dried, like drier than the rice inside. Like maybe it was, baked so that it kind of dried out a little bit. But mainly it keeps the consistency and shape of the rice ball. And as you bite into it, it's kind of pleasant. There's like a kind of a crusty outside, and then it's soft and gushy inside, and there's a savory taste of soy, and particularly the beef one. You get this like kind of umami flavor from the taste of the sesame seeds on the outside, and then you bite into the beef, and it's like sweet and salty at the same time. The fish one, probably not as like salty or sweet. It's got a lot of notes of like a fried fish type of flavor, which I think is pretty unique. It's kind of it's sort of a metallic taste to me. In real life, when I eat fish, it just kind of reminds me of some kind of metal. But I know it's not. It's a even cooked fish. It's a very light flavor. It kind of tastes like some kind of metal to me. I don't know why. But none of it's raw. It's all cooked. So, anyways, the Avatar of Lao Tzu continues his breathing exercise, and the NPCs they purchase sake and mainly the freshwater eel rice balls, And you notice that the female uh, that's with them that's not a Ronin is kind of keeping to herself. And she is like eye fucking everyone in the room. Like noticing, looks like she's noticing every little detail. Listening in on the conversations. Watching the servants as they serve and like just kind of picking up everything that's going on. End of round, Shandrak.
Chandrak will turn again to the kind of the waitress and say, "Is there any rooms in this village for the night? Is this the inn? There doesn't appear to be too many rooms. At least not enough for all our people. Would be able to camp out if rooms aren't available."
So this gal says,
No, this is not the inn. The inn is past the daimyo's estate, out on the lake. Is one of the
Past the
lake
estate.
houses. Yes.
Is that available to the public then, if it's past his estate?
Yes, you just pass through the courtyard.
Okay. Oh, thank you.
It is the farthest building out, all the way on the edge, over the water, in the center of the north end of town.
Nice. Should be easy to see. We saw the look like the guards by the sort of palisade.
Yes. Sometimes this house across the way we rent it out, but this is where we live.
Mm-hmm.
My new boyfriend is inside.
Inside here, this house you have.
The house across the street.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Any other question?
No, thank you. You've been quite accommodating.
and she bows and walks away to grab a platter of rice balls and come back out into the room and serve the Ronin that you traveled here with, and also the girl who is not a Ronin. She purchases one of the rice balls and kind of cautiously sniffs it, takes a little nibble of it, and then a slightly larger bite, slightly bigger, and then eventually she takes a full bite. And she does the same thing with the sake. Very suspect. She kind of sniffs the sake, takes a little sip onto her tongue, then a smaller sip. I mean, a slightly larger sip, and slightly larger, and then she takes a full swig of it. Anything else for Shandrak?
Nope. Just enjoying our food still.
Okay, Tenzi.
Just gonna enjoy sake and the food. And that'll be it.
Okay, and the avatar still breathes The NPCs are eating and drinking and getting on with the with each other, like the group of NPCs that you know and the group of NPCs that you don't know, except for this female Ronin is just kind of over here on her lonesome, and she sees Luther over in the corner, and she kind of you know, makes doe eyes at him, and then looks down. She kind of slides over like that, and she's not looking at him. She's looking at the just at the wall of the kitchen, which is right here. She's just kind of staring at the wall, and she gets really close to him, and she's got like a smile on her face, and she's finishing off a rice ball, and she's got one of those kettles of sake, and she's sipping on it. End of round, and Shandrak.
Okay. Well, kind of swallowing another rice ball, Chandrak says, well, all right. Well, if everybody's done here, then maybe we should head up north and see if we can't find a place for the night, and hopefully this inn will have enough rooms.
Yes, that sounds like a good idea. Let's. And it Tenzi takes one more sip of sake and says, "I think I'm ready to go."
All right. And Chandrak, all his people will begin to leave the inn.
And the female Ronin,
Luther's scooching.
she gets this like sad look on her face, and she kind of, as Luther leaves, she kind of quickly turns around to face the wall and just kind of like stoops, leans over her sake with her hair kind of like hanging down over, around it. She has her hair down right now.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell she has like a bandana or something. She keeps it tied up in, but her hair's down right now. Looks like a Rambo bandana.
So
Anything else
we'll
for
be able to-
Shandrak?
Yeah, we'll be able to leave building and begin heading north.
Okay. Tenzi and Company.
Thank the server for their courteous hospitality, and we exit and start heading towards the inn.
And as you exit, Lao Tzu just kind of says, "You know where to find us if you want to leave. I think the Ishani family wants to have a drink for a while."
Very well.
Okay.
And that'll be it for us.
And end of round. Next up is Shandrak.
Okay. Start continuing north.
And you can kind of see into these houses, through the windows and whatnot. It looks like they're for the most part, just regular ass, Adrian houses. Low tables. Each one has like a hearth style cooking area and, bed mats. And you make it up to what appears to be the homestead. And what is this line doing here? Can you see this yellow line right here?
Yeah.
It must be on the
yeah, I
map
can.
layer. That's weird. Why is that there? I don't know what that's supposed to be, and I don't know what layer it's on. I think it's on the map layer. It's like it ends. Yeah, I can't even select it. And it's not supposed to be there. I will have to fix that later because I just can't even click on it for some reason. It's weird. All right. Yeah, you get to the estate, and these samurai, they see you coming, and they actually step aside. Like, they get out of the way. And they eyeball you as you pass, though. But
Yeah.
okay, anything else for Shandrak?
Yeah, he just mixed it up at the gate this round. That's all.
All right. It's not really a gate. It's just one of those things that they have in Japan that
Yeah.
where it stands, it's like two posts that stand up and it holds up this thing that has like a roof on it.
It's like a ceremonial gate.
Yeah. I mean, there's no way to close it, and you can like walk around it if you want. It's just kind of there to show the edge of the property or something. I think it might be part of the Shinto religion, but I'm not absolutely sure. But it's definitely Adrian culture right there. Anything else for Shandrak?
That'll be all.
Okay. Tenzi and Company.
Following Shandrak and Company. Oops.
Oh, that's right. Okay. It starts raining. Okay, so first you can hear then you can feel. I think you should be able to see right through the estate to the across the bridge the other side. There's like a boardwalk right here. And then you can see into some poor guy's house. You can see their fireplace emanating that golden light. Anything else for Tenzi and company? All right. So end of round, and I think we're gonna end it right there. I know it's a little earlier than usual, but I am really freaking hungry, and I kind of want to take my girlfriend out to lunch before we get to her workplace.
Alright.
So I will definitely make it up to you next weekend. We can play long. Is everyone able to make it next weekend? No holidays next weekend, right? 20th.
Should be good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I
No
will
holidays next week.
I will schedule next week for 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, like normal, on Sunday, October the 20th. And I will take you back to the landing page. Probably no level ups, right?
None for me.
Just like some role playing bonuses and stuff for this session. There might have been a little bit more experience if that scrying attempt had passed. At least,
That would've been sweet.
yeah, at least what 500 points, and then probably would have learned a lot of stuff. So
Try that tomorrow again.
and then so just for let's see, Andrea story arc. Andrea and Lord. Did Tenzi tell? So both of you were at the Tian Barbarian camp, right?
I think we passed right by it.
Yeah, we passed by it.
Mhm.
Okay. So does Tenzi tell Shandrak about the Tian Barbarians?
He told them that they were nomadic and that they are friendly to the Empress.
Okay. That's enough. So Shandrak, you get access to the Tian Barbarians handout if you want to read it. I'll show it to all players. Or not all players, but show it to players right now. So that's generally what they look like. They have a very noble appearance. I think that helmet was taken from like the Willow movie, where Mad Mardigan found like some, or at least a helmet a lot like that. And then yeah, they're a vast tribe of barbarians which call the Shuing Steppe their home. They're legendary horsemen and archers who have opposed the rule of Shogun Fujitawa Yoshinada ever since the day of the assassination of Empress Ushas. They're barbarians, of course. They're gonna, oppose him. The relationship between the Tian and Yu barbarians is complicated. At one time, they were one people, but long ago split up under the rule of two feuding brothers, Tian and Yu, because their father was king or whatever, and they both wanted to be king of the barbarians. And yeah, they split up and fought for a while and whatever. They both survived, and the tribes split up. One's called Tian, one's called Yu. For many years, two tribes warred with each other, but since the Empress brought peace to them in the 4th Eon, the two tribes are at an uneasy peace. Both the Tian and Yu barbarians are nomadic drovers. The Tian keep horses, cattle, and buffalo as livestock. They raise eagles and hawks to help them hunt and scout for their enemies. Buffalo are not the same as bison. Just want to put that out there. Bison are American type of buffalo, and then
Yeah.
buffalo is just a term used for weird cattle that have like a wild look, you know. In East Asia, they're called water buffalo, and they're pretty ugly motherfuckers. And then there's, I think, something similar in on the continent of Africa, where the cattle have this weird neck flap thing, and I think that because of that, they're not normal cattle. They're called buffalo. I'm not 100% sure of that, but yeah. But there's, I mean, buffalo on in a lot of different places in the real world and in the fantasy world. So, um, any no level ups, right?
Nope.
And anything for discussion? Any questions, comments, concerns? You did add that spell to the honeydew list, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So hopefully I'll be able to get that. I think I took off all the spells that I had made the last couple of years. I haven't cleared it off. And I think I finally did that last time someone had me make a spell.
Yeah.
Okay. So for our viewers, thank you very much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you're interested in charity, we're running a charity for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We're at $15 raised out of our goal of $100. As soon as we reach that goal, I'm going to switch back to the Wounded Warrior Project, since we did so well with that. And if you like who we are and like what we do, I strongly urge you to use your Prime gaming benefits. If you have Amazon Prime and your Prime email is the same as your Twitch email, then you get a free subscription every month to your favorite Twitch channel. Hopefully, it's this channel. If you click on the somewhere near the right side of your screen, there's a Prime Gaming benefits reminder you can click on, and you can follow the step-by-step instructions on how to get your free subscription to our channel. And you get some benefits. There's some nifty animated like emotes that are only available if you subscribe and whatnot. But that helps the channel immensely. Any kind of subscription. And then if you want to go the direct route, we have Patreon and PayPal. The PayPal is for one-time, tips or whatever you want to call it. And then the Patreon is for a monthly pledge. If you pledge as little as $1, you can join our in our Discord channel. You join our Discord channel for free. Well, Discord server, and then there's a special channel just for patrons that pledge $1 or more per month, and you can come into that channel and talk to me when I do world building streams. So lately, I've been doing world building streams on Saturday, and they're usually pretty long, like between 5 and 8 hours on Saturdays. Historically, I've done them during the week, but my weeks have been kind of filled with other stuff. Lately, I've been doing a lot more chores and basically working after work, which I guess world building would be a type of work as well. Sometimes on Friday nights, I also do world building streams. Sometimes, so. But mainly it's gonna be if I do world building streams during the week, it's gonna be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, and then almost every Saturday I do a world building stream for like 5 to 8 hours. I think yesterday I did one for it was like 6 hours or something like that. And again, thank you very much for watching, and hope you enjoyed. If you want to earn some more channel points, that's another thing. By watching, you earn channel points that you can use. My channel points are called GP for gold pieces. You can use them to cast spells and grant magic items to the players in the game. Not to individual players, but to the group, and then the group kind of decides who gets a hold of individual magic items by staking a claim on it, basically. And with this group, I've never seen it turn into a like combat, trying to fight over magic items. But I have seen it in other groups, and that's to me that's a legit reason to have PvP, like fighting over magic items if your character is not, like lawful good. Some characters might be a little greedier than lawful good characters are, and so that's understandable. So I don't really grant individual characters magic items. The party finds them, and if someone grabs one before everyone else sees it, oh well, that's reality right there. So, but that's what you can spend your channel points, and if you stick with us while we raid another channel, you get an extra 200 points. It looks like we're gonna raid into my friend wait. Oh wow, there's a lot of my friends online. Yeah, we're gonna we're gonna raid into Recroft Gold. He is a friend of mine. I deployed to Afghanistan with him many years ago, and he's awesome. He at one point was the youngest living U.S. Army engineer to hold a Purple Heart, and he traveled the country and spoke at high schools to high school students as that person holding that title. He didn't hold it for very long. It was just a couple months because I think he had a birthday, and then a younger soldier got injured and won the Purple Heart. So, but he was a famous guy at one point. So here we go. Gonna raid into Recroft Gold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay.